was a toughness, which I'm very critical about our team. But the first 4 minutes of the second half, or the first 5 minutes, as far as kind of following the formula and following the game plan, didn't exactly execute that. Too many Corey Stokes. Again, I thought the first half we did a tremendous job limiting his touches, not giving him any open threes. Started with just a poorly defended out of bounds plays, and it just kind of floodgates open from there. But it's different. This team, just see it in their eyes, they were looking for something bad to happen for them in the first 4 minutes. And they have to get used to competing. They have to get used to winning, playing winning basketball by possession. It's just, that's something we'll have to figure out. That's a belief. That's just a more of a mental toughness, I guess. And that 11-0 run, whatever it was, just absolutely doomed us.
Mike, Dane had a terrific first half, and they quieted him in the second half. Was it something they did, or did Dane take himself out, or how did you see that? Foul trouble?
A little bit of foul trouble, but it was a little bit of maybe Dane not letting the game come to him offensively as much as he did in the second half. He threw a couple of hook passes. He played maybe a little bit too, and they probably a little bit more of a defense understanding where he is. We were letting our attack had such better purpose in the first half. And again, Villanova did a tremendous job. They played harder in the second half. They stopped chasing us, to be honest with you. And just he's got to learn to put, how many times I have to say, be consistent. And that's our whole team. We just have to be consistent with everything.
Mike, what did you see from, I guess, what happened with Gill at the end, and what was the referee's explanation to you?
It was close to a punch. He was directly behind him, so I say it's very hard to punch somebody directly behind you. But it was a kind of a swing or a swipe. I like to call it a swipe. Let's not call it a swing. He swiped at somebody and he hit him. And so they call it I don't know, there's so many different technicals now, or flagrant 2, or I'm not sure what it was, but he swiped at somebody and he hit him. And we'll have to look upon it, and the Big East will look at it and go from there.
Coach, what do you attribute the kind of large rebounding gap to?
Foul trouble. Not tough, like boxing. Again, if you're going to play a formula which you're going to get stuck with some, 2 and 3 or point guards or points and twos on their power forwards, you're going to have to do a good job of boxing out. We do them every single day, and we just didn't drive today. Even my big men, we were very casual with our box outs. And again, they're a very good offensive rebounding team. They have tremendous energy. They send 3 guys as hard as anybody in America to the glass.
Question for JB. I know a big part of the game plan was keeping their guards out of the lane, penetrating. You guys did that in the first half. The second half, Stokes opens up with those threes. I mean, is there anything you can do about that? Or is it just Stokes catching fire? I mean, from your perspective, what was it?
I wouldn't say he caught fire. He got hot, but it wasn't things that they did. It was things that our guys on our team, maybe got out of our formula. We, did some things that we shouldn't have done to lead to guys having to help other guys, and he got open for some threes. And like Coach said, you can't zone out, you can't black out. And a couple times, the guys guarding him blacked out, and he got open touches, and that just can't happen with somebody that shoots the ball as well as he does, because any good look, he's not missing it. So, definitely, like I said, we beat ourselves again. Letting somebody that can be open looks, you just can't do that.
JB, how tough was it, especially late in the second half, when the fouls started to pile up on guys, or some guys already, on the bench with injuries? How tough was it to still stay aggressive but not get fouls, and then, sort of keep the, onus on Villanova?
Honestly, I hate, especially on the ball defense, sitting back and can't be as aggressive as I want to be. But I gotta learn. It was hard for me to sit back and not be able to, at least jab or kind of mess with him with the ball a little bit, because I, had some tic-tac fouls. But it was definitely tough for me anyway to sit back, and just let him just direct their offense, because I know usually with us, we want to get up and pressure, but with me and those quick fouls I picked up early, I had to sit back and kind of contain and keep them in front of me. But yeah, it was tough.
Like, where was this game on the toughness meter from your team? I know you keep a close eye on that.
There was a compete. Definitely, they competed. There was a part of the formula. There was, in the first half, if we rebounded, we're up 10 to 12 points in the first half. If we can just finish the possession. So, again, they laid down in North Carolina, and there was no, whether it was the competition, whether it was the overall at Madison Square Garden, national TV, they didn't lay down tonight. And so, there's a positive. It's just we got in our own way, and I think, like you said, it was a breakdown every time. Now it takes a great player to make the shot, and a good offense and a good point guard, but it always seemed to be, doing something that they shouldn't have done, and we'll get better at it.
I know coaches kind of hate the moral victory tag. Is there any moral victory?
No, not at all. It's a loss.
I like that, JB.
I don't care what if we lost by 1 point or we lost by 30. There's no more victories because at the end of the day, it's a loss. So you can't say, oh, they're number 8 and we're whoever. It's at the end of the day, it's a loss. And if anybody thinks that we're okay with losing or we're okay with playing Villanova close and being up on them at halftime by 4, that's crazy. Because at the end of the day, what do you get with a loss? So there's no more victories at all.
I'm going to have James speak for me from now on. He says doesn't do very well.
Like, one more, I have to ask, your thought process in putting Frank the Tank in, and how you thought he did that?
The Tank, I thought, did a tremendous job. The Tank set a great screen and fouled Yaru. So he played a lot like the rest of our big men did. Set good screens and fouled Yaru in the first half. So he followed suit, and it was. I actually snickered. I said, I'm going to put Frank in right now. So again, we'll be at full strength. Hopefully Marquette game, and hopefully Austin's just I got to ask the training staff what's going on with that, but hopefully we'll be full strength.